my partner here, Damian Barling, was correct. He said it's going to be a crazy tournament. There's going to be a lot of upsets, and we've seen that. We've seen that. Yeah. And that is what has stood out to me. That was one of the things. Mm-hmm. Before I get into the next thing, I got to ask you a question real quick. Has there been too many upsets for your liking?
Yeah, I know we talked about that like a little bit last week, how people like the Cinderella story, like, but only for a certain amount of time. And then it's kind of like, okay, let's see the big teams play. Because of the nature of the season, I don't feel like that exists this year. Because I don't feel like I don't know who the definitive favorite is. I don't even think you could constitute Gonzaga as the definitive favorite. Like, they went undefeated, and like, that's fine. But we talked about the fact that there weren't any out of conference games and how this is going to play into this, how this is going to play into for a team like Gonzaga, how it's going to play into it for a team like Oral Roberts. You know what I mean? Like, they're having their defining moment here during the tournament. So no, it actually it doesn't bother me that there are this many upsets. The only thing. And I don't know, like, it's a stretch to say I'm concerned about it, but the one thing that I did think of this morning, you know, is if teams like Oral Roberts continue to win, or Loyola or whoever, and you get to these teams in the Final Four, or, you know, even if we hit a note and one of them wins the national title, right? Extreme example. I don't want it to be framed as, well, you know, in that weird year, in that weird COVID year, or that weird, you know, I feel like it's going to always have this, like, it's going to have an attachment to it. If Michigan wins, there's not going to be anything attached to it because Michigan is right. Capable. If Gonzaga goes undefeated, that's the only way for them to win the national title now. They would be undefeated. I think there will be a mention of the season.
As there should be.
I mean, I don't think winning in any way, shape, or form should be diminished by the type of weird season that it is. But I think that's played into, you know, why we saw all these upsets and why in this case I'm good with it.